There's also been a lot of unofficial information being reported regarding the guns. We'd like to clear up any conflicting information regarding the number of firearms and the current status of the trace information. Please understand that this investigation is ongoing, and I won't be taking questions at this time because we're still working through all of our investigative findings, but I'll give you the facts that we have as of this time. Currently, 47 firearms have been recovered. These firearms were recovered from 3 different locations. Those locations consisted of the hotel room, as well as Verde and Mesquite, Nevada. They were purchased in Nevada, Utah, California, and Texas. The gunman purchased rifles, shotguns, and pistols. At this time, none of the guns recovered appear to be homemade. There were 12 bump fire stocks identified on the firearms in the hotel room. The ATF Firearms and Ammunition Technology Division provides determinations on devices such as bump fire stocks and their legality. The classification of these devices depends on whether they mechanically alter the function of the firearm to fire fully automatic. Bump fire stocks, while simulating automatic fire, do not actually alter the firearm to fire automatically, making them legal under current federal law. It is still being determined which firearms were used in the shooting. All of the firearms have been traced. We are still awaiting results from some of the firearms that were located at the Mesquite residence. As the investigation proceeds, ATF will continue to conduct interviews and provide our resources and full support to the sheriff and all our local law enforcement partners. Thank you.
As this investigation continues on, we continue to hear stories of heroics by police officers, first responders, and average citizens alike. I commend all of their actions as they showed immense courage in the face of extreme danger. I want to mention that one of those brave people was Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Officer Charleston Hartfield. Officer Hartfield was at the Route 91 concert that night along with his wife when shots rang out. Even though Officer Hartfield was at the concert as a civilian, he immediately took action to save lives. In that moment, he was acting as a police officer. He ultimately gave his life protecting others. Officer Hartfield was an 11-year member of the LVMPD and leaves behind a wife and 2 children. I'm very grateful for his sacrifice. There'll be a vigil to remember Officer Hartfield this Thursday, October 5th at the Police Memorial Park at 6 p.m. As y'all know, that park is located at 3250 Metro Academy Way, and it's being hosted by our Police Protective Association. As this community has become accustomed, when we do provide information in regards to our critical incidents, we release body-worn camera footage to you. There's a significant amount of body-worn camera footage that we're going through. However, I'm going to play a clip on our new very large monitor for you of a compilation of a number of those body-worn cameras. You'll see that the officers are dealing with some uncooperative citizens at times, but at all times they were trying to locate the source of the gunfire as well as evacuate those citizens that were in the line of fire. I think the video will speak for itself, so if you'd like to, I'll try to narrate just a little bit for you as we go through. But Carlos, if you could play that for me, please. That wall faces Mandalay Bay, and they're hunkered down behind that wall after initial volley of shots.
Boys,
Babe.
get dinner.
Babe.
point, they're still trying to figure out where the rounds are coming from. Just a couple of officers hunkered down next to a patrol vehicle on Las Vegas Boulevard where one of our officers gets shot. This video is obscured. You notice the officers were wearing those yellow reflective vests. That's what you're actually seeing. Very difficult to tell from that video, but the officer's actually standing over another woman. Heard him say I have a vest on. So if you want to take some questions, I understand that the coroner is here now. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking right past you, John. This is John Gutenberg, Clark County Coroner.
Thank you, Undersheriff. Again, I'd like to just start by saying that my condolences go out to all of those that are involved in this incident, specifically the family and friends who have lost loved ones in this incident. I'd like to provide you some information, some updated information on what's happening at the Family Assistance Center at the Convention Center. We're fully operational all evening, all through the night, and tomorrow at noon we'll make a determination whether or not we're going to be open 24 hours going forward. But at minimum we will be open from present time to 5 p.m. tomorrow. So we're still fully operational to answer any questions that the families may have, any friends of the families. And I'd also like to clarify, we are not releasing property at the Family Assistance Center. That is, as the sheriff mentioned earlier, that is going to be released. They're developing a plan currently to release that property in the future, and I'm certain that will be put out through one of these press conferences. I'd like to also discuss some of the numbers that we've been dealing with over there. I had that question earlier by multiple media outlets. It's estimated we've served well over 1,000 family members and friends there at the Family Assistance Center. We're providing all sorts of services to include bereavement services, and our staff at the Clark County Coroner's Office has been meeting with every family that comes in there, and I'd like to again thank them. They're an amazing group of people, and they've been doing an amazing job in serving these families. I think everybody, except for the families, would consider this a huge success at the Family Assistance Center, and rightfully so. I think the reason the families may not is because if they're waiting 1 minute longer for us to provide information, that's too long. So they've been very patient. I appreciate that, and I just want to send a message to them that we are doing everything we can to communicate with them and get them the information that they need. If they want to come down to the Family Assistance Center, we're there to receive them and communicate with them. If they're not able to attend the Family Assistance Center, I'd like to provide you with a phone number that has been previously published, and that is within the state of Nevada, 211. Outside of the state of Nevada, that's 1-866-535-5654. We have call takers standing by to take missing persons reports. I believe that's tailored off quite a bit. To date, we have received over 3,000 missing persons reports. And I'd like to clarify what that means so people don't misreport the intent of that number or the intent of me giving you that number. That by no means that we have 3,000 people missing. We believe that all 59 of the deceased are identified tentatively. We're working on positively identifying the rest of them, and we believe that will happen by the end of this evening. We estimate in between 9 and 10 p.m. So, though that's very normal for us to receive an excessive amount of missing persons reports, missing persons report following an incident like that. So again, that by no means we have outstanding missing persons. We have very detailed manifest, and we believe that everybody involved in the incident from the decedent standpoint is accounted for, and we're waiting to communicate that with their families. So I'm available to answer any questions that you may have. I have limited time to answer questions, so I'll take a few. Yes, go ahead. Excuse me? Yes, the majority of them did. I'm not at liberty to tell you whether or not all of them did die as a result of gunshot wounds, simply because I don't know at this point.
How long until our list for names
I'm working with the Metropolitan Police Department to develop that list, and we'll make that public. I would imagine that's not going to happen until at the earliest tomorrow morning. We have, as I spoke to earlier, we have tentatively identified them, but we're working on some confirmation issues, and I'm confident they will all be identified. We believe we know who every single one of them is. It's just a matter of confirming that. We don't have the liberty to make any mistakes, so we've got to get it right. As the undersheriff mentioned earlier, we've got to get this right, so we need your patience, and we're going to work through the night to get that right, and I'm hopeful that we'll have all of those confirmed by tomorrow morning and the families notified. Yes, sir. I don't believe so, but again, I can't confirm that right now. I'm not going to speak to the details of the examinations at this point. Excuse me? Again, I'm not going to speak to any of the details of the examinations at this point, primarily out of respect for the families, Ken. I hope you understand that. Yes? Did you have a question?
Gravy.
Well, that's quite a lengthy process, but in a nutshell, the families of the decedents will make arrangements with the local area mortuaries, and they are the folks that provide details and provide the transportation back to their home states. Yes, one last question, if you would. I don't have that estimation, but we're putting that together, and we should have that by the time our list is finalized and confirmed. It does not. Excuse me, could you I'm not sure I understood that, and I want to give you accurate information. No, we have 58 dead plus the shooter for a total of 59. This is the last question. I don't know, but that will be announced through one of these press conferences, probably later today or most likely tomorrow at some point. And that's all the questions I'm going to take. Thank you very much for your time. I can't clarify the 59. We have confirmed 59 dead in our office. Yes. 58 plus the shooter for a total of 59, and that is confirmed. Okay. Thank you very much, Undersheriff.
I didn't call on you first, kid. But go ahead. Yeah, but remember, we also told you that the numbers of dead and wounded will continue to fluctuate, so the answer that the coroner provided you is the most recent relevant number that we have.
I'm sure it's an indication that it didn't plan something else a couple of weeks beforehand. In your investigation,
No, I'm not prepared to speak about that, but that is part of our investigation.
With the knowledge that American is Philippines, possibilities that money is Philippines, and no one has heard flying in the Philippines, do you absolutely rule out any connection to terrorism or anything like that?
We haven't absolutely ruled anything out in this investigation.
Sure.
What I can just be, listen, I'm not trying to be coy, right? But I can confirm to you we have not ruled anything out. But I can also confirm to you that we have not ruled that in. So we have a lot more questions than we have answers today. I understand that. We're very well aware of that. I'm sorry, go ahead, sir. I'll get that to you when we have it. It's not a simple process. It takes time, and the FBI is working diligently on that for us. Let me finish before you ask, all right? Thank you. Go ahead. Right, so the question is, do we have any information that the suspect had trained himself in firearms? I'm aware of that online reporting as well, but we have not been able to confirm any of that information yet.
Theory on why this stopped shooting, the officers outside, or is there a time frame?
The investigation will obviously reveal that, I believe, personally, because the security guard's approach to the room obviously took his attention away and he fired at the security guard, and then the immediate police response that followed on.
Tell me about what you're hoping to learn from this team and when investigators speak with her, and how will that investigation, how will that really help advance your investigation?
Great question. I can't reveal that because I don't know yet. We've got a lot of questions, I can tell you that.
SWAT team entered around what time and what point did the shooter stop?
Yeah, the question is, can I give you the exact time the SWAT entered? I was hoping to provide that to you today. I'll provide that, or the sheriff will provide that in the next briefing.
But there was some
There is a delay because he's not firing anymore. We treat the situation as a barricade at that point. I don't know what the time was. I'm working on trying to verify all that information about when SWAT actually made entry via both radio communication and body-worn camera communication. The SWAT team is not your normal SWAT team. It was made up of both SWAT officers, patrol officers, and a K-9 unit.
Had Vegas checked into the office in the day before you checked into Mandalay Bay? Is that accurate information?
I can't confirm that information now, but we've heard that same allegation.
Sheriff, as soon as the deadly president, she's in the Philippines. Do people have talked with her to some extent? And she's the person who really days return to the country will be answer questions when she does.
The question is Ms. Danley coming back to the country? And we're aware of some information, but I'm not prepared to release that in this point in the investigation. I'll take two more. Back here.
So can you at least confirm the report that that he wired $100,000 to an account in her name, in Mary Danny's name?
Right. The question is, can we confirm that $100,000 was wired to the Philippines? The answer is no. We have financial subpoenas that the FBI has put out. Remains an active part of our investigation. We certainly want to know the answer to that question.
Confirm what time the security officer was shot that approached the door?
You know, it's just moments prior to our initial officers responding up there, so we'll add that to the questions that we can answer again tomorrow. And with that, I'm going to say this to you. I apologize. I forgot to introduce the special agent in charge of the Las Vegas field office, Aaron Rouse, and they've just been such great partners with us throughout this investigation. And as you know, we've been joined at the hip from the very beginning. As well, I'd like you to just make sure you pay attention to our elected officials from across this great state and here locally, Congressman Kewen and General Laxalt was here, and of course County Commission Chair Steve Sisolak. They've been instrumental in supporting our organization throughout this, and we need it. There's a lot more questions that are our answers, and we will provide those to you just as soon as we can. Thank you.